We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your dick's so hot!
Come on. It's so good.
It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. Hey everybody, what's going on? Today is Tuesday, June 6, 2025, and this is episode 685 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
AI slop, you should all be ashamed.
And Kelly's here. What's up, Kelly?
Always trust a Kelly scoop.
Always.
That's right. Fucking A right. I think we can say now, Mahoney out with injury. Conspicuous by his absence. So he's on the bench for a little bit. Hopefully he gets well soon. And I think Jose is he's in the upside down from the Stranger Things. I think that's where he landed.
I'm starting to think Jose accidentally left the Popcast thread on Facebook, and he's not getting any notifications anymore. Who knows?
Stranger things have happened.
I mean, you know what? 3-man Popcast, not the worst thing in the world, right?
Yeah, we're pretty good at this.
One of these days.
Fucking started with a dream, you know?
I feel like we need to plan a movie night coming up to get the whole gang back together. We might have to do Fan 4-Stick before First Steps comes out.
But then we don't show up, and it's just Jose. And
Got you! Just a janitor just sweeping fucking confetti away like you guys missed it.
You gotta watch this piece of shit. Because, boy, Fan 4-Stick, it ain't good. That's a tough fit. That's
a bad time.
I was thinking,
yeah,
Superman's coming up too. I was like, oh, we should watch Man of Steel. And I was like, no, we watched Man of Steel because
we sure did.
Definitely remember
we don't
us
need to do that again.
Going wild about the dick ships.
Oh yeah, the dick ships.
This fucking suction cup dildos flying through space.
And I'm on record as to loving Man of Steel, so despite
the Man of
the
Steel
dick
Defender
ships.
is logged on.
Yep. How I went from loving Man of Steel and not becoming a Snyder bro is beyond me. You know why?
You know, because you're a diamond with many facets.
Because fucking Batman v Superman was hot garbage.
Yeah. And it helps that you have a wife.
Yeah, it helps a lot for a lot of things, really.
Yeah, no shit. Definitely keep you on your toes. Keep your head in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Oh shit. So before we go much farther, man, speaking of movies, on Mahoney's recommendation, I went and checked out the new Final Destination. You guys.
It's wild that Mahoney saw a sicko movie before you did.
It really is. I'm fucking confused, honestly. If anything, I should be the one selling this. And fucking Mahoney needs to see The Monkey. If he enjoyed The Final Destination, he will enjoy The Monkey.
Oh, Mahoney will love The Monkey.
Oh, so good. Such a good time. There's a movie night and a half right there. I'd watch The Monkey. I'd watch The Monkey right fucking now. If you want to be like, back this up, let's watch The Monkey.
Where is The Monkey?
I haven't
know,
seen it streaming
somewhere.
anywhere.
It might be on Shudder. I don't know. Hard to say. There's too many options.
If we find that it's streaming, we should do a double feature commentary of the monkey and that Robbie Williams CGI monkey movie.
Like, I saw the trailer for that Robin Williams movie, and I'm like, I hadn't thought about this man probably since I was a junior in high school, because he had, like, he was hot in America for, like, a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So I haven't thought
Still
about this
don't think I
man.
know who he is.
He was just a pop star.
And I think he was just a little before your time.
He was in like a late 90s British boy band, if I remember correctly, and then they Justin Timberlaked him, essentially.
Okay.
And he's, I guess, a huge megastar in the UK, and he kind of he had a moment in the US.
Yep.
But I mean, I hadn't thought about him in forever.
That movie, though, I've heard really good things, that it's just like one of the most batshit insane films you'll ever see.
Yeah, like I hadn't thought about him in 15 years, and now I hate him. For a fucking stupid ass monkey movie. Like, what an asshole thing I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it just like, what an asshole thing to do. And I don't know why I feel that way. I genuinely don't. I'm offended by the CGI monkey in the Robbie Williams movie.
What do you hate
I don't know
more?
why. It's unreasonable.
What do you hate more, the Robbie Williams monkey movie or the Rizzler?
Oh, the Rizzler. At least it takes talent, to produce a Robbie Williams monkey movie. Like, that's an enterprise, like
animators, choreographers.
Not just animators, nice, extraneous, unnecessary animators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
is Andy Serkis
wild.
in that movie?
No, I think you're just thinking that he's in all CGI monkey movies.
No, I am. I wasn't sure if he was associated with just like he had the patent on it or something.
So the original Final Destination, if you'll recall, a girl gets some of her friends off a plane because she has a premonition. The plane explodes. The plane does explode, and so Death, spends the next 90 minutes, creatively killing all of her friends in accidents at home to kind of right the ledger. So, in this movie, it begins with a flashback to 1950, where a woman prevents an entire restaurant from bursting into flames and killing everyone inside. Bad day for Death. Puts Death way behind the 8 ball on his fucking taxes or whatever. So he then spends the next 50 years trying to right it. But, because it took so damn long, the longer it took, there started being generations of people that should not technically have been born. So he's wiping out entire fucking families, and this is the last family in that line, right? So it's a pretty cool premise. But the kind of grandma of the family, after the main, the grandma of the main protagonist who is having dreams of the same premonition. She finds the grandma, and the grandma's been living in this bunker essentially for years, just, because she kind of figured it out. She knows what's going on. So she's rethinking every step she takes 16 times because Death's trying to kill her and has been trying to kill her actively, personally for a number of decades. So she's her brain is fucking fried. And I just, real quick, I decided I would absolutely 100% rather be dead than alive like this broad. Because that ain't no life. She is having a rough time all the time. But she gives the girl her little her all of her research, her notes and shit like that, or this big crazy psycho notebook or whatever. And it's all these crazy supposed to look like Beautiful Mind type shit, but it's all stuff oh, fucking fire's dangerous. Shit like that. Oh man, you better. If you're gonna travel, you probably definitely don't want to go by plane, shit like that, real common sense bullshit. Wood chipper, stay clear,
like the Pepe Sylvia wall in The Quiet Place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, straight up. But it's a fun time though. It's so stupid, but it's a lot of fun. Would recommend. Good shit. Good time.
I never considered that they could take the premise and put it in any time period, right? 50s Final Destination. I know it's not the whole movie, but
But
Who has the film rights to the Final Destination?
New Line Cinema? I saw the New
Okay.
Line Cinema crawl on a big ass screen for the first time, and I really don't know when. I don't remember the
What
last time I
if-
saw that.
I feel
What
like-
if we did a crossover? Final Destination Predator.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking of the concept.
Fuck
It's
yeah, bro.
Predator through time, Final Destination through time. What if the Predator is an agent for death?
You know, that's kind of the plot of the Wolverine Predator comic. They just keep trying to kill each other for like 100 years.
Final Destination, Wild West. Dysentery. They all get
Some of it's like the Rube Goldberg death traps are really fun, and they really like drive up the tension. You know, like they show like a barbecue, and you're looking around like, oh, like literally everywhere you look, there's something that can kill you in your house. You know, it's very, very fun. So like, you know, they show you all these things that you know can, and anybody can die at any moment. They've practically told you, and even they tell you in the movie the order in which people are going to die, which is kind of tremendous because people know when their fucking number is up. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Really good times. But let's see what else. Jax's birthday was last week.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Let's hear it for the boy.
All the
Oh,
days
shit.
fucking run into everything, and I don't know what day anything is anymore. So he's 11. It's pretty exciting. Kid made it through middle school or elementary school. He's going into middle school. Fucking turned 11. All this stuff, and he decided for his day he just wanted to go out with his boys and like go to the arcade and play laser tag and shit like that. So like, cool, bro it up, love it. And we met for lunch at this like, he wanted to meet at this diner in town. It's like this old ass diner. It's been here since, you know, the 50s. A good little spot, but a weird place for an 11-year-old want to go for his birthday lunch. It's very strange.
Did he get breakfast?
He sure did.
Fuck yeah.
Goddamn right he did. Got the number 7.
Of course
But-
he did.
Yeah, fucking A. Kids are there. All the kids are at one table, and we're just driving the kids in the van around all day. The kids have been dropped off, and we're just doing the thing. Waiting for food to come out, and one of these kids is like kind of like the left side of his right calf on the chair and nothing else, right? It's kind of leaning over onto this fucking table, which is not in any way structurally sound. So I'm like, yo, dude, sit on the chair, don't lean on the table. And one of the other kids is like, oh, no, he always does that. I go, yeah, I don't care, but you're going to put your sit on the chair. Put on the chair for me. And he kind of, sits down for a second. Sits down. I sit down. I look at Zoe. And I look at my dad, and I'm like, fucking, Zoe is 17. Which means for 15 years, I've been telling kids to put their entire ass on the chair, and I'll never understand it. Like, I don't know why a kid likes to not have their whole ass on a chair. They're shaped for an entire ass. That's the only reason a chair was designed to exist, was to put your whole ass on it.
What's the
Zoe's
thing
like, I don't-
about you're an expert if you've spent 10,000 hours doing something?
Yeah. Chairs, goated for holding your whole ass. That's what they do. So he's like, I don't do that anymore. I go, no, but the fucking right around the time you stopped, this one started. Kind of shit. And I look over and I'm like, that kid's back on the fucking escalator again because he's back off the seat. He's leaning on the chair again. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. What are you doing here? Dude, sit on the chair, man. Sit down. You're gonna knock the table over. Food's gonna go flying everywhere. Sit down.
I will put you on the fucking ground.
He goes, no.
What?
And I said, dude, I don't know if you're fucking with me or not, but it's a bad choice if you are. And he sat his ass down so fast.
Ooh. Ooh, he gets
I'm like,
away with that shit at home,
I
huh?
was like, we are not pulling that shit for a second. And like, Jax didn't see it, but one of his other friends did, and he was like, oh, fuck. Little fucking kid in Coke bottle glass gonna look me in the eye and tell me no. Like, the fuck you will.
Were we about to watch Jax's dad beat Derek?
Oh, I told Nicole on the way out, I'm like, I will hit a child today. Don't think I won't. Like, I will put my foot through this kid's fucking chest.
Happy birthday, Jax. I beat your friends.
Before you assault a child, does Tennessee have the body cam Freedom of Information Act thing? Because I would want to see that.
Yeah. I don't know, because it depends on I don't know. I could just stand my ground. It'd be fine. Like, officer, he was coming right for me. Yes, I know. He's 4.5 feet tall, but they're wiry.
I thought he was 50 to 70 wild hogs.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, from where I was, I could have sworn he was an immigrant. So, like, oh, sorry, sir.
That's just a good American.
Carry on.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, have a wonderful day.
They hand you a badge.
Yeah. Right. But it was fun. Other than that one little moment, it was pretty cool. Pretty kick-ass.
What about the other stuff from the arcade?
Oh my god, how did I fucking forget?
Yeah, I immediately thought that's the story you were going to when you were talking about Jax's birthday.
I forgot to put that on my notes when I was making my notes that day because I was just live streaming the notes to you guys at the time because holy shit. So the arcade, it's a free play arcade with kick ass. You put like $15 at the door and you can free play all day. Come and go as you please with a wristband. It's dope as fuck.
That shit rules so hard. We've got one of those around here and I love it.
It's so fucking cool. Like, there are absolutely worse ways to spend $15 on an afternoon every once in a while.
Oh, for sure.
So fucking fun. And it's right next door to the laser tag place. So we got like three games of laser tag, and the idea was, okay, we'll go play some laser tag and play games and kind of go back and forth so as not to wear us old people out, but doing 3 consecutive fucking games of laser tag because we're 40. So one of the kids was like, fucking around with some of the tickety arcade games they had at the laser tag. So everyone else went back to the arcade, and I'm hanging out with the one kid. I'm just, fucking around, playing Snap or whatever. And then I get a text from my wife, and she says, "There's something going on over here you're going to want to see." And I said, "What?" She goes, "You're just trust me." I'm like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. And get over there, and I am greeted walking down, like walking up to Galaga is a man in a fluorescent orange tiger furry costume. And I'm like, what in the fuck is happening here? And then that's when I find Nicole, and she goes, oh yeah, that's just the beginning. They just keep walking in carrying like bags full of crazy costumes and shit like that. And before we knew it, there was like 20-ish full-on furry weirdos walking around just having a hangout at the arcade. And these 11-year-old boys, let me tell you, they were not fucking around. It was
not very accepting the day before Pride Month, huh?
No, not really. Although, you know what? Look, they're not hurting anybody, but come on, man. What are you doing? Come on.
Not hurting anybody, but this is an arcade where children go to hang out, and you're here in your weird sex thing. Sure, maybe it's not a weird sex thing to you, but also, how are you going to play any arcade games?
Bring up that one that is clearly a weird sex thing.
Oh,
yeah, that's because
the thick thigh one? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, because that was one thing, too, because after, because some of them were just like, almost, think like a high school mascot,
sure.
Right? So, like, regular dude-ish size body with, like, the feet, the hands, and the head.
Yeah, this guy's just got tail, feet, hands, and a head.
Yeah, he's going to tell you not to do drugs.
Yeah, one of those dudes. Fucking, fucking strange, but whatever. It's just funny. But then you got this asshole who had a 4-foot-long tail on the back of his weird-ass dragon costume.
Can't even fit both cheeks in the game.
No, he's sitting with half his ass in the racing game.
Lee, are you sure that wasn't that one kid?
And now, what you can't see in this one is the face on this Fox costume is so upsetting. He looks like if you were to be like, draw the anthropomorphized representation of a sex pervert, it would be the fucking face on the front of this wolf mask. Oh, and then there's this one. And this is the one where I see this one and I'm like, oh, this is absolutely a sex thing. Like, at some point, maybe they're not all sex things, right?
The
Maybe
glow in
they're
the dark
just
is
weirdos.
pretty sick, though. I'm
No,
not
it's
gonna
like
Some of them do look pretty fucking sick, you know? Like,
The
no
glow
doubt,
in the
like, they're
dark-
pretty rad costumes, quality-wise.
the glow in the dark and the fact that it's. I mean, you were saying that it's $15 for all you can play games or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you just walk in there and not play games?
Of course.
Because
Well, no, you have to pay to get in.
okay, so all of these freaks paid to get in
Sure.
to play video games with big plush paws on, and also it's a meetup. Not only are you trying to talk to your fellow furry freaks
Yep. Keep
through
going.
your
You're
costumes,
on the right track.
but you're also doing it over the sounds of an arcade.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing, very fucking strange.
Find a gazebo somewhere and get your weird sex thing out of the fucking arcade.
I had so many questions because, again, I don't necessarily think that like one of the little weirdos was just standing there and he had a tail on and he was wagging his tail. Like, it was very uncomfortable, but maybe he's just a little weirdo. So maybe they're not all sex perverts, but I'm saying 70-30 on sex perverts.
Right.
Because, like, those
bring up the
costumes-
one that is explicitly a sex pervert.
I
Those
thought I did bring
costumes-
up that one.
No,
Oh,
there
you
was
did
one
not.
more. Hang on.
Okay,
So-
I must have missed it then.
Let me find it while we're talking. Like, because
Was it the
at the end of
video?
the day, you can do whatever you want. You know, you can make this costume however you want it to be, right?
This is America.
Yeah. So that means that it did not have to have a giant dump truck ass. You chose that. You know, the dump truck ass was an option. So yeah, 1000% a sex pervert move.
Yeah, the dump truck ass doesn't come stock on a furry costume. You got to get
Oh
the
no, it
sex
does,
pervert
but you got to buy it
package.
from a very special website. Yeah, you don't get to buy it at the same place Homeboy bought his fucking little head thing.
Is the sex pervert?
Oh, there it is.
The video.
I got it. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
This is the one that Kelly's talking about. The one that, yeah, Nicole snapped this one. And, yeah, what a fucking freak show and a half.
Oh, okay. I think I just was conflating the two.
No.
The two
No,
look so
there's-
familiar.
No, there's a zipper in the back of that one. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like, there's,
Yeah.
yeah, like, what are we doing here?
Sir, could
like-
you move out of the way? I'm trying to play The Simpsons, please.
That was literally, I said that exact thing at one point. I'm like, I'm trying to fucking get my Cubert on, and I got this freak show blocking the eye with wings and a tail. What is this, a goddamn C2E2? What's happening?
and I
Imagine
the fucking aisle.
the greasy dude that's inside that.
Right.
my
That's
God.
exactly what I was just gonna say. I imagine it smells amazing. Not at all like
Yeah.
a pet store.
So these fucking kids were like walking around, like barking behind these weirdos, and it had to be like, look, very funny. I get it.
But one of these people is crying inside this costume.
Yeah, like, you know, fucking just,
And one of
You
them,
know.
their penis is crying.
yeah, just fucking, you know, be cool and make fun of them behind their back like a piece of shit, like the rest of us, you know?
Yeah.
That's how you do it, you know?
Is it a
Like,
sex thing because they wear furry costumes, or is it a sex thing because they love to be embarrassed and demeaned?
I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you, but
Don't
I mean, a lot
bark
of
at
these
me,
freak
I'll
shows
come.
were
Yeah.
all about being photo ready. So I don't know, man. It was wild, wild fucking times. That's
Like
a flashback arcade.
it really is amazing. You know, we talked about just like
Oh, and there was one weirdo with like a Jedi robe on, like
I just
regular
wanna-
clothes,
I wanna
Not
be
but
part
a
of this.
Jedi
stuff?
robe. No, just like wearing some khaki shorts and a button down with this Jedi robe on.
Okay.
Well, that could have been any kind of wizard robe then.
You know, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm projecting the Jedi onto it.
It could have been a Grand Wizard robe.
One of the kids called him Loser Darth Maul.
We were talking the other day just how small a percentage of, the U.S. population that trans people are. All these religious right and conservatives getting up in arms about trans people.
Oh, it's so much effort put into
it's a microscopic
fucking
percentage.
over. Yeah, there are so much better things to be doing with the time and effort they're putting into hating on this minority of people. It's absurd.
So, the fact that your arcade got almost half a dozen furries at once, that's some sort of anomaly, right? In Tennessee, a Tennessee arcade furry meetup?
Dude, you're asking all the same questions I've been asking for days. The owner's super cool with it, which, hey, great. These fucking weirdos got to go somewhere, I guess. Keep them off
and
the
they're
fucking
paying
streets.
him $15 a pop to probably do nothing.
Yeah. They're not even, clearly they're not getting in the fucking Star Wars arcade capsule,
But they're not, getting drinks or snacks or anything, so.
I mean, shit, I wouldn't be either.
Right?
Take that thing off the piss, forget about it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you
It
think
was a
I'm
hell of
going
a
to
day.
touch any food while I'm in an arcade? Absolutely not.
Now put a 20 ounce in my back pocket and call it a day.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
What else you got going on, Nice? Any weirdos in your neighborhood?
Just imagine some little kid thinks that the furries come with the arcade like it's Chuck E. Cheese. Mommy, they go back. Mommy, where's all the characters? I missed the characters. No,
And the parents thought so too. It's I don't know, man. That is weird.
they're not part of this.
Dad's like, where's that fox?
Where's that gopher with the birthing hips?
Oh my God. I'm sure I've dealt with some sort of weirdos in the past week or so, but nothing on the level of 5 furries in a Tennessee arcade. That is really something. Remarkable, I would say.
It really was. It really was.
I did get caught up on a couple of early 2025 movies this week. First, we watched Mickey 17, which...
God damn, I love that movie.
See, I was not a huge fan of it. I like the concept.
See, I loved it, but I absolutely, I think when I left, I'm like, that's not for everybody.
Oh, yeah. It's very abrasive, and you don't really like any of the characters.
Yeah,
and
I loved it, but I walked out thinking, I bet Kelly would really like that, but I don't know about anybody else.
there's animal abuse. It's, I don't know. It wasn't for me.
No, but I understand that. I get it.
You do appreciate a good swing, right?
Oh yeah, I fucking loved it, but when they're like Mickey 17 is bombing, I'm like, no shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is not a movie for the masses.
It felt like one of those mid to late 90s black comedies that is more black than comedy. Just maybe there's one joke the entire movie.
Medea.
Medea, more black than comedy.
If this is a black comedy, where's Bernie Mac?
Yeah. Oh, fucking R.I.P. Bernie Mac. Legend.
Well, speaking of black comedies, tonight we watched Captain America: Brave New World.
Hilarious.
Still haven't seen that one.
That movie was certainly an hour and 48 minutes long. Without credits.
It's fine.
It's exactly fine.
It's fine. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world. There's a lot of really weird choices, but it's not bad.
It makes me like Thunderbolts more in comparison.
Well,
and
Thunderbolts rules.
There were a couple things in Captain America that led into Thunderbolts, so now that I see that, I understand some things a little bit more. But I tell you what, one of the most off-putting characters in movie history is Ruth, the Israeli Black Widow.
That's a weird one. That's a real weird one.
Wait, she's
Because-
not Sabra?
Well,
No,
they
she
don't call
is,
her
but she just-
Sabra.
But she
Once.
basically just does she does the Black Widow thing when she fights a bunch of dudes in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
first
did
time
she
you see
do
Natasha
the head scissors?
the whole
Pretty
fucking
much,
thing?
yeah,
right.
yeah.
But the thing about her though is that she looks like she weighs about 62 pounds.
Yeah, she's got like marionette arms.
Yeah, she's so small. Like, and I'm not, because you watch the Black Widow do that, you watch Yelena do that, you watch it, you buy it because like, you know, they're people of stat, you know, they look like they're physically fit, you know, they're whatever, like they can do that. Like I think my son could take this chick in a fight.
yeah.
She's so
Yeah.
small. I'm like, okay, this is a choice.
I also love at the end when oh, by the way, fucking Harrison Ford acting his fucking ass off through this entire movie. What the hell, man?
Totally.
Like, good
Yeah.
for you.
No, he did a great performance.
For cashing that paycheck because he went all out.
And
But-
you know, can you fucking imagine how cool it would have been if they didn't put Red Hulk in the trailer?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking cool would that have been? Because
But
they
then, you know,
really, flirt with it throughout the movie to where you're like, oh man, they want that to be a reveal for sure.
yeah. Yeah.
They're
but they-
building to a thing that's on the poster. That's a bummer. Hate that for
If
you.
not for those goddamn McDonald's toys.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had well,
Right.
they had to put Red Hulk in a Progressive commercial too, so
What the fuck did you just say?
oh, you didn't see the Progressive insurance commercial when the movie was coming out? It was basically they had a bus stop with a bunch of people standing there waiting for the bus as if they're waiting for the bus while the Cap Red Hulk fight is going on.
Okay.
And then like something happens and they're like, "Oh, glad I have Progressive" or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's one that's very similar where it's like for fucking Tide Pods or something.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the one. It's Tide Pods. I think there's
Okay.
a Progressive one as well, but that is definitely the one because it like splashes mud on everybody, and they're like, "Oh, good
Yeah,
thing I
yeah,
got Tide
Oh,
Pods."
yeah.
So this is 16 years post Incredible Hulk is essentially the timeline that they set. And
Good Christ,
yeah.
it's been that long?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
when they said 16 years, I did the math and I was like, "Holy shit, it has been 16 years." Well, it was-
Yeah,
this was supposed to
16
come out in
years, and they've like
2024.
never even mentioned Samuel Stearns not one time.
Right.
And they didn't
Yeah.
even really talk about Ross and Hulk's connection
Mhm.
the couple of times he showed up. So it's a very weird narrative leap, for sure.
Yeah, they really put all their eggs in the basket of referencing two of the least favorite MCU movies of all time, Incredible Hulk and The Eternals. But I tell you what, I definitely did a woo at the screen when they said a certain word in MCU continuity.
Oh yeah.
What word?
That was cool. But what I was getting at with Harrison Ford and Red Hulk,
Was it the N word?
no.
The A word, adamantiums.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't know that yet, Kelly. They're harvesting adamantium from the Eternal's hand popping out of the fucking
Yes,
ocean.
the Celestial.
Okay, that's cool.
Not the
The-
Eternal, the Celestial. Right.
The big
Celestial.
premise of the movie is they're trying to get these celestial accords together to where all the nations will share the adamantium.
And not,
Man, what's
go
with
to
all these
war over
accords?
this incredible resource.
Right. So this takes place 16 years after the Incredible Hulk, and in this universe, the public has seen the Hulk many times, probably on the news. Hulk was an Avenger. Hulk saved the world a few times. The Hulk is not a new thing. So all these people, trained professionals, Secret Service, military, whatever, see Harrison Ford, the president, turn into a Red Hulk. They all stop, pause. Red Hulk throws a chair, and they all start unloading bullets into him. Bullets that do absolutely nothing. Little puppet arms pulls out her fucking little 9mm and starts shooting at Red
Little
Hulk,
puppet arms.
and the bullets are just bouncing off. It's like these motherfuckers don't know about a Hulk.
Like a fucking punching Judy doll with a gun.
Yes. Yeah.
Like one of those boxing nun dolls.
There was one scene where she was walking and her fingers were touching the bottom of the frame. Her arms are so long. Like I could see her knees and her fingers were touching the bottom of the frame.
I think there was one in particular where they kind of like this really low angle, like looking up at Sam, and she's next to him, and you're like, "What are you guys doing?" Very weird.
She said something about Bucky being taller than she expected. It was like, "Girl, you are 4'2". It's like Taz saying that Okada's a tall 6'3". It's like, brother, you are 5'1". 6'3" might as well be 8 foot tall to Taz.
Yeah.
Samuel Stearns, spoiler alert, Kelly.
I don't care.
Samuel Stearns as the leader might be in the running for top 3 worst MCU villains of all time, possibly.
Wow.
To the point where his whole plot is the screenslaver plot from Incredibles 2.
Go on.
The cell phones, where the cell phones were basically Winter Soldier activating
the superheroes,
people.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Incredibles 2, the screenslaver was making people slaves using the TV.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
And boy, he looked fucking terrible.
Did they give him a big tall head?
No, not tall enough. Like, it looked ridiculous, but they didn't go full ridiculous with it.
Ah.
You know, that's a really good description.
They legitimately...
I think, like, as far as, like the makeup is good, right? Like, it's a good, like, gimmick. But, yeah, like, he didn't look leadery enough.
I don't know if he's ever on screen, like, on set with another person in the movie. And at one point, they straight up give him the fedora and trench coat disguise.
Hell yeah.
One part, he goes...
Well, what's he supposed to do with that fucked up face?
They hit him with a milady.
I mean, goddamn. Like,
at one point, he goes to somebody's house for some reason and murders them. And I don't remember if I missed it or not, but the president is on a battleship in the Indian Ocean trying to steal all the adamantium. And he's got a headset on because he's the president and he's on a battleship. Somehow, without letting us know he picked up a call, Samuel Stearns is in his headset talking to him on the president on a battleship. How did you get this number, Samuel Stearns? I think a lot of MCU problems come with 2 characters are in different spots and they're talking to each other, and we're just supposed to assume that every comm is connected to every comm and everybody can hear everybody.
You can talk to anybody if you just think about that person and put your index finger in your ear.
Yeah,
and you can talk to anybody in the fucking world if you do that.
Not even in. It can be next to. You can touch your earlobe if you want to.
Yeah. One of the things that used to crack me up about Smallville, and there were many things that cracked me up about Smallville, was when, eventually the, show kind of branches out and a lot of it takes place in Metropolis and other places or whatever. But there would be so many, like, in-person conversations where the implication is this person drove, like, 3.5 hours from Metropolis to Smallville to talk shit to Lex Luthor at his house and then just turn around and go home after 5 minutes.
What was the complaint? I mean, I saw it as it happened, but I remember when you saw it, Lee, you talked about how Hispanic Falcon got knocked out of the air in the Indian Ocean. Cut to Walter Reed Medical Center in Washington,
That was Mahoney's
DC.
big gripe.
Oh,
yeah, Mahoney fucking hated that so much.
Look, sometimes you just gotta have a little military propaganda.
Yeah. You know what? They don't take his military insurance in the Indian Ocean, so
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Get
yeah.
him to Walter
Yeah,
Reed stat.
You think fucking Tiamat Island, or whatever the hell it was called, is in network? Yeah, your goddamn mind.
Yeah. He's gonna have to pay out his deductible for that
Yeah,
visit.
man, come on.
But yeah,
You're gonna cover a Hulk attack? Get the fuck out of here.
It sure was a movie. I wonder what the original movie looked like.
Remember when they told the Falcon he couldn't have a home loan?
Yes. And then one of the first scenes in this movie is he gets a drink for free at a bar, and it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hell
wait,
yeah.
how the fuck does the Serpent Society factor into this?
Oh,
don't.
Very tenuously.
Yeah, like I mean, there was a whole thing clearly that just didn't work out. Like they left Sidewinder in, like, kind of, and he was just there to sort of dump bad guy exposition wherever it was necessary because of the things that aren't in the movie anymore.
Okay.
Giancarlo Esposito has the distinction of not only having one of the worst wigs in the MCU, but also the worst contact lenses.
Yeah, it is, honestly, like it was fine for me. You know, like, I didn't have a bad time with it, but I went in with pretty mild expectations. You know, kind of went and think it's probably going to be fine. And that being said, I had higher hopes for Thunderbolts, and it really delivered for me. So,
hell yeah.
Do with that what you may. You know.
I mean, you just gotta chalk this one up to a mulligan because of how much it was delayed and reshoots and studio fingering and all that. But
yeah, that was a lot. You can't go around fingering and not have some side effects. You know.
No mid-credit scene and a real lame end credit scene. I hope Ross and Stearns are like bunkies at the raft, like they live next door to each other.
Oh, and Stern just talking shit every day. That'd be so great. He's like, "Good morning, Mr. President. I fucking hate you."
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Ross and Stern sounds like a horrible law firm.
They take all the cases that Murdoch and Foggy won't take.
Yeah, yeah, right.
We're gonna have to start
Fucking
Daredevil now to earn some of that goodwill back, MCU.
Oh, Daredevil's so good.
Good to hear.
Oh, Daredevil's so goddamn good.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, you know, I've been talking a whole lot about sumo, especially last week. Sumo has definitely changed my YouTube algorithm a little bit.
Oh, buddy, I bet.
We've been getting a lot of weird niche sports, which led us to watching more than a couple hours of the 2025 Arnold Strongwoman Championship.
Dude, that shit rules.
What? Just a diverse array of bodies.
Yeah, just freaks.
like jacked wrestler types to straight up picking the kids up after football practice type bodies. And so many of them love sniffing their cat piss before they do their lifts.
What?
The ammonia?
Yes. So
wait, what?
They're all doing like poppers before they lift. Apparently, apparently ammonia is smelling salts, or smelling salts is ammonia, because it's just so fucking harsh and it wakes you up. And these ladies are just straight up huffing cat piss before they go out to lift heavy rocks. It's wild.
That's insane.
And then we've also been getting some of the.
I remember one of the first time I saw. I don't cut you off, but I remember the first time I saw a strongman thing on like ESPN, the Ocho, or some shit back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
is one of the events with just these fucking dudes were like hosses and a half, right?
Yes.
And like one of the events was just, you know, 2 hands out. How long can you hold this car battery level?
Oh my god.
It was insane.
There was a part in Captain America where he poured bleach on a car battery and it started smoking, and I'm like, hold on. What? Is that real? Also,
One way to find out.
Also, where did you get a car battery and bleach? You just had those? They were just next to each other, sitting there?
Yeah, this is Ace, the helpful place.
Yeah.
So, we've also been getting in our algorithm, a lot of these sumo stables have their own YouTube channels just to kind of show every day at the sumo stable. And, you know, they're training, they're living, like, these fucking dudes, like 20 giant fat dudes living, eating, sleeping in the same room, you know, eating off of the floor because that's how they do in Japan. And just imagine a room of 20 CPAP machines or 20 sleep apneas all fighting each other. You start watching these
Oh my god.
these sumo stable YouTube channels long enough, and they all eventually become pervert shit where it's just them just eating and slurping and breathing heavy. Like, all the videos end with 15 minutes of them just silently eating.
Fantastic.
It's gross. But some of it's pretty cool. And then that has led us to, we've got it saved in our watch later. We haven't watched it yet. But apparently there's a rise of women's sumo now. So we've got a 30-minute video about that. Very excited. So just a cross-section of our interests. Weird sports and freak women.
Hell yeah. That rocks.
We watched this sport the other day called either Balls or Ball, B-O-W-L or B-A-W-L or B-A-W-L-S. And it's like curling meets bowling meets something else, and it's British as fuck, and we were watching it just trying to figure out what the object of the game was. And these old white English boomers were losing their fucking shit about balls.
I mean, I watched Zoe play high school tennis for 3 years, and I still don't know the rule of the game. Good luck. Like, so, sometimes it's 15 points, sometimes it's 5. I don't fucking know. None of it makes any sense.
I scroll through my YouTube, and I'm just like, I don't even recognize this anymore.
Who even am I?
Anyone else getting, like, years old videos that you've already watched recommended to them in YouTube? And it's like, I don't understand. YouTube has, like, infinite content. Why are you showing me the same 20 videos?
What's more, they're showing me videos that I'm in, which is very strange.
You might like this. Well, you're probably subscribed to PoP, right?
Maybe that's it. Yeah, that must be it. Yeah.
Imagine
this
if you
one's
weren't.
got a real cool guy in
it. His mom thinks he's handsome.
He looks like you, but with hope still in his eyes.
He hasn't lived through a pandemic yet.
I had a moment, because we've been talking about Chris Hemsworth in Doomsday Secret Wars. You know,
one of them.
It's going to be his last time as Thor because he's sick. He's real sick. And it was
so sad.
Or he's not sick, but he has all the markers of someone that will very likely probably be sick.
Right. Yes.
And so he's fucking cashing out his chips.
Yeah.
While he still has good chips to cash out and good time left. And I think that's so fucking baller.
Again, it's like, you know, he's been playing Thor for 15 years. What other franchise or actor can say that? And not like 2 movies in 15 years. He's played Thor at least 10 times, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And you just didn't see that back in the day. But anyhow, I was thinking about Endgame Thor, fat Big Lebowski Thor, and how that was how his depression manifested over 5 years after a worldwide event of mass casualties.
After he didn't go for the head.
And I was just, oh yeah, didn't go for the head. So he's got that guilt too. And it's just like, wow, they predicted COVID depression a year before COVID happened. And 6 years before, we all realized we're 5 years into COVID.
Sure did.
We're all a little fatter, got a little extra hair or less hair.
I remember thinking, we even talked about it at one point. I think maybe Mahoney was playing Fortnite at the time, and none of the rest of us were. And so they were like, that's fucking ridiculous. I think they're going to still be playing Fortnite in fucking 5 years. I distinctly remember having that conversation.
Yeah.
Whoops. And I'm talking about hair. I'm growing my hair out a little bit. I'm trying to try something new because I've had basically the same style of hair for my entire adult life. And I gotta tell you, my wife loves it. My daughter, not so much. Zoe's not into it even a little bit. And I looked at it the other day, and I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I'm fucking 40. I don't have a whole lot going on, but look at ask any of your friends if they got a head of hair as lush and goddamn full as this.
Luxurious.
All right? I'm gonna work with it while I still have it. This shit is magnificent. Just touch it if you want to. And she's like, okay, Dad. Let me do this.
My man's hair is so thick, the barber needed stronger scissors.
They do have to use special scissors. That's actually true, yes.
Special vibranium clippers.
Yeah, yeah, with my adamantium clippers.
Yeah, got it straight from a celestial.
Yeah.
Sucked it right out of Celestial's dick hole.
Right out of his balls. BAWLS on the Ocho.
Check out balls on the Ocho.
Oh shit! What you got going on, Kelly?
Not much. I know we want to talk about the rehearsal, but I want to save that for a little bit because I need to talk about the sleep paralysis demon that was haunting JCW. We need to talk about Mr. 50s. Knives, play the clip.
You got it.
I would love that JGW is still a thing. I know they were still rocking shows.
They awesome. Sure are.
Hey, as long as the Gathering exists, JCW exists, right?
Oh, that's right, because this is a Gathering week, probably. Yeah, that makes sense.
No,
okay.
I think this is just a separate thing.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
Weighing in at 200 pounds from the south side of Chicago, he is Mr. 50s, Miles Clark.
Break out your menthols and Sensen, it's Mr. 50s.
Oh, I forgot
he's fucking wild.
Miles Clark, Mr. 50s.
Miles Clark, yeah. I couldn't remember the name.
Rock and roll.
Look at him do the
Not
leg.
Mr. 50s, Miles Clark.
For the good people here in Cleveland, because I don't know if you heard about this, Mark, but I heard Cleveland rocks.
Doing the thing, yep.
We are not far.
He's got the two moves.
From the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here tonight.
Running around in his dad's pajamas.
And Mr.
There you go. Yeah, that's the move.
Doing that thing you do.
Hey, he's just having a good goddamn time.
He's having a good goddamn time. And that commentator sounds like fucking Frosty Snowman in the first Frosty special.
He's like, happy birthday!
Yeah. But so, Mr. 50s is Drake Younger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who formerly, started as a deathmatch guy. CZW guy. Then went to WWE and worked as a referee for years.
Mostly NXT, and then he ended up on the main roster, I think. Or what? Did he never graduate?
I think he was main roster too, but he's universally beloved.
But reffing.
Yes, like he really turned his life around and just became like a really good, positive person around the locker room. Then he lost his goddamn mind and got fired. Because, get this, he got 2 MAGA. Think about that. Think about that.
2 MAGA for NXT WWE.
Linda McMahon is currently in Trump's cabinet.
What, he just like read the QAnon shit and just kind of fall into it?
Oh yeah, he was crazy QAnon. He was very like save the children. He would go to some of those save the children like rallies.
He would go to like school board meetings.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Doesn't have a kid, would go to school board meetings. One of those freaks. So then basically got excommunicated from the wrestling industry, but I guess he's back.
He popped up in some of like the more scumbag deathmatch companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was big. He was in XPW and shit. And then now he's showing up in JCW as Mr. 50s, painting himself entirely gray.
Interesting choice, because I don't think the MAGA ideology and your Juggalo ideology is necessarily aligned very much.
No.
not so much. So be careful out there, bud.
But like, if you think about it, he probably is kind of Mr. 50s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
You know, no rights.
He's just having a good goddamn time.
No rights
to the wrong
for
side
women,
of history.
Blacks, gays, and
just the painting himself. He looks insane.
Terrible.
Oh yeah,
like scary.
No, it's a wonderful gimmick. Yeah.
You said it right. He is a sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah. He looks like a demon that's coming to steal a fiddler's soul. It's just like
a fiddler's soul, and you don't know how exactly. But in order to get it back, he's gonna get your kid.
Yeah,
you might get the soul back, but you're definitely gonna lose a kid.
It's so fucking funny, and in none of the ways he means it to be. Like, it's genuinely hilarious. I have not stopped thinking about Mr. 50s since I saw that clip. Like, it just is running through my brain. Like, it's almost... And this actually ties into what I want to talk about next. It feels like if Nathan Fielder decided to be a wrestler, that's the gimmick he would choose.
Here, I found a gift of Mr. 50s.
Oh my god, yes.
You're delicious.
But like I can just picture the episode, like the rehearsal in my head of Nathan being like, okay, so we're going to be wrestling in the Midwest, and Cleveland is in the Midwest, and I've heard that Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks.
Yeah, right.
So I was thinking of being Mr. 50s.
Yeah, right.
And of course, I have to paint my entire body gray in the process.
Because I'm going to be in black and white like it was in the 50s.
It's just like, what if someone saw the idea of Timeless Tony, did not watch any of the footage, just saw it, and was like, I got this.
Fantastic. But you know what? What a wonderfully, uniquely dumb wrestling thing. There is no other art form where that shit would fly for a second. You know, even if he never Mr. 50s again, he'll be like, remember that one time I was fucking Mr. 50s at a JCW show? That shit was wild.
And I'll say, you were having a good goddamn time.
That's right. That's right.
But also think about Mr. 50s in 2025. Like, that was 75 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, the 50s isn't as recognizable a thing now as it was in, like, the 80s or 90s.
What?
You know, like, in the 80s or 90s, we had reference of the 50s. You know, like, we still had, like, reruns on the air of Leave It to Beaver and shit like that.
Gotcha.
Like, it might as well be the 1850s in 2025, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he should do.
This generation doesn't do a whole lot of, like, looking back on stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
unless TikTok
there's
tells
no
them
time
to.
for it. There's too much new shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
like,
back when we were younger, you had all sorts of time. There was 5
There
shows.
was new shit, sure, but an infinite supply of old shit,
Sometimes it's summer break, and you're just gonna sit in your room and watch the 4-hour blocks of Charmed every day.
Yes.
And next thing you know you've seen all of Charmed twice.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
You're gonna watch
that's how my mom
all of
watched
the Brady
Supernatural.
Bunch.
She watched
Yeah, that's a
Supernatural on
great way to do
TNT.
that. Yeah.
Shout out Robbie Rist, former star of the Brady Bunch, who ghosted us on an interview at one point. Now sharing AI slop on Blue Sky. Good for you, buddy.
Fucking dead to me.
Juggalo John says 50s was 30 years back. Today that would be 1995. It's like I made the point the other day about Sabotage, the Beastie Boys music video. If they made Sabotage today, they would be parodying 90s cop shows like NYPD Blue and fucking New York Undercover and shit. Law and Order.
New York. I was trying to think of it. New York Undercover. That was the one. Yep. Hell yeah.
Adam Yauch dressing up like Dennis Franz.
But I was thinking the other day, I don't know if we talked about it on the show or not, but I was thinking about how the visuals of time are becoming more and more fluid, right? Because you look at the 50s, it looks like the 50s, right? 60s looks like the 60s. Like just the world had a visual style. You know what I mean? Just the color palettes had a look about it. Like you can look at a photograph of a place you've never been with people you've never met at a place you've never seen, and you can tell that picture was taken with reasonable accuracy. You could say that's a photo from the 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could probably like nail it pretty close. More than half the time you're going to be right. And then 90s and 80s, late 80s, early 90s, that gets a little messy, because there's a little bit of bleed over. And then I feel like by the time it gets the aughts, the only thing that really changes is like how good the cell phones are.
Right.
Because, design is just getting super duper minimalist, and you can only have so many lowercase constant logos on shit before it all starts to look the same no matter what point in history you fucking are. You know what I mean? Like, it's just very weird. Everything visually, the style of the world is very homogenized. At least in the U.S., it's very homogenized over the past 25 years. And I don't know if anybody else finds that fascinating, but I think about it a lot. It weirds me the fuck out.
Well, it goes back to that thing that I saw where, as time goes on, we reflect back on the media of the time, and it's not the quality that we remember, it's the bad things about it. Like the thing that makes a record player sound like a record player is the skips and pops and the fuzziness. And that's how we remember like records. And then you go move forward to like video, VHS. The thing that is so iconic is bad tracking and bad sound.
Have to get up and go fuck around with it to get it to look right.
Yup.
That's the stuff.
Which is a concept you could never, I don't think an 8th grader would even know what the fuck you were talking about.
No. My favorite VCR I ever had a little wheel gimmick on the front that you would turn for the tracking.
Ooh, fancy.
It had the one that I like. It had the turn gimmick, and it was also one of the ones that the little toaster door popped up on the top.
Oh, that's old.
Oh, okay.
School.
That was cool as shit. We had one that had 2 of them bitches, and we just copy taped from the video store.
Nice.
Allegedly. My fucking grandma running a piracy ring in the early 90s.
But to your point, what is the quality or what is the flaw of like a CD or a DVD besides, DVD menus that you can't skip or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of it, and that CDs only have 12 songs on them. Because hell, the audio on CDs is in a lot of cases better than audio quality for streaming. If you're actually have real shit playing,
not compressed.
Yeah, so the CD audio is actually technically much better because it's lossless. So the only but it's just you can't carry a million CDs with you everywhere you go, right alongside the tracking device in your pocket. It's a really weird time to be alive.
It truly is. Speaking of weird, the rehearsal.
You guys, holy shit!
I think it was. I forget which one of you was talking about. It feels like a Nathan Fielder skit. Oh, Mr. 50s.
Mr. 50s.
Yeah. But then also, yes, but also after watching 2 seasons of the rehearsal, however many seasons of Nathan for You there was, and The Curse, I don't think I could ever predict where a Nathan Fielder thing is going.
No, absolutely
not. Right. You can only predict that it's going to go to places that you could never have predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have used the words creative genius this afternoon after we fucking finished
watching. 100%.
I'm like, oh my
100% genius.
He's more than ever after watching him on CNN. I am convinced that he is one of the funniest people to ever live.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I missed some shit.
He goofed his way onto being on Wolf Blitzer's show.
I love it.
And he said the FAA was dumb.
Yeah.
I did see that clip, yeah.
Well, I think that's dumb and they're dumb.
So, for those of you that are not up to date on this season's rehearsal, the premise is Nathan Fielder has gotten interested in airline history, aviation history, and he's researched all of these airline disasters and what could possibly be the connection. And he theorizes that the cause of so many of these airline disasters is the pilot and the co-pilot not communicating well. So there's your premise. How?
Yeah, just a dynamic. Well, never mind. You're right. He doesn't know it's a dynamic thing, but it is miscommunication, right? Yes,
yeah. How do we fix air travel by using this idea that we need to open up communication in the cockpit? And somehow, over the course of, what was it, 6, 8 episodes? 6 episodes, he essentially self-diagnoses as autistic. But then doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he can't, because he's a pilot now.
Yes, an actual honest-to-God pilot.
So, and he doesn't want that taken away from him.
And now, I don't know how the timeline works, but by the end of the season, Nathan Fielder is now a licensed pilot that takes out-of-commission planes and flies them to locations that might need those planes for some reason.
I was reading an interview this morning. Oddly enough, it was like a recap of a panel at something with Nathan and Jack Black hosting.
Yeah. I saw that.
And so Nathan said, he's like, yeah, I over 2 years was learning how to fly the plane. So he's like, when we were talking to the pilots and stuff, he would tell them, I'm a pilot now too. He's like, but we realized that would be a really good twist, so we edited around it up until the final episode.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, so is it a chicken or the egg situation? Like, he's obviously very autistic about aviation. So was he already way autistic about aviation, was starting to become a pilot when he came up with this idea?
Or I don't know.
Right. Or did he come up with the idea
and then try to
be a pilot?
Rehearsal and then have to be a pilot. Yeah, right.
It makes sense if he was researching aviation, or no, if he was practicing to become a pilot and then in the process of that was researching aviation and then found this issue. I tell you what, I don't have the fucking time or energy to do that.
No.
However
I'm glad someone is.
Yeah, however he did it, God bless him.
I want to see.
He, you assume he got HBO to pay for him to become a pilot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because you see, I don't know, because like the whole thing, you have to imagine the whole thing would take an incredibly long time to put the whole thing together. You know what I mean? So there would be plenty of time during the whole thing because you have to remember, it seems as if they did record several episodes of Wings of Voice we never saw.
Yes.
So while that's happening, he could have also been flying planes, because he said he was the slowest learner the school had ever seen.
Which, did you see that one of the competitors from Wings of Voice is suing because, they said that they were out so much money to travel and
yeah, they said it cost them $10,000.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, you're very, very bad with money.
Yeah. And also, you should have probably read your contract because
there's no way that's gonna fly, because all that means is she didn't read the thing she signed.
The bit where they're interviewing all the actors and asking them if it's all right.
Oh my God!
That Nathan is going to be the pilot.
So before you get to that, so the reason this is happening is because his idea is he wants to create an environment where a co-pilot. He wants to actually really create an environment where a co-pilot can open a line of conversation with the pilot, because what he kind of found is that, and I didn't know so much about any of this stuff before watching the season, is that most of the time, like, the pilot and co-pilot don't meet or even speak until they're on the plane.
That's crazy.
That is wild as shit. That blows me away. So there's this weird dynamic there, and the relationships are very tenuous at best, and there's a weird kind of like hierarchy that's there, but technically the co-pilot's supposed to be there to keep shit in line, but they don't feel confident being able to assert because maybe there's some political shit. It's this whole weird thing. And so we're trying to, basically the idea, all the rehearsals have been building towards this idea of building confidence in the co-pilot to be able to communicate, right? So we decided the best way to do that is to put a co-pilot in a position where he'd be able to communicate, and that's why he became a pilot. And the plan was to fly an actual plane full of people with this real-ass co-pilot to recreate an experience, a rehearsal where he's flying with an incredibly inexperienced captain and just see what he'll do. Which is insane, because ultimately the entire exercise was to see what that guy will do. And that's where the actors come in. Sorry, I said I wanted to set some context because it's fucking insane.
It's amazing.
So they're interviewing each actor, and basically Nathan Fielder is interviewing them, and then he says, "Okay."
And the actors that he's used before in the rehearsals of the season, so they have like a little rapport with some of them.
So he's asking each one, would you, so I am a pilot. I'm an officially licensed pilot now. I just got my pilot's license. Or I don't even know if he said that to them, or he's just like, all right, will you be okay if I'm the one flying the plane? I'm going to actually be the one flying the plane. And almost every single one of them is like, yeah, no problem. And then the one guy who's like, so what kind of answers have you been getting? And Nathan Fielder says, oh, basically everybody's agreed to it. And he just goes, ugh, actors. And then smash cut to him like, sitting on the plane.
Yeah.
What
fucking great
really shook me to the bone is the way how easy he made it seem to become a licensed commercial pilot.
Yeah.
And the fact that you never even have to fly a commercial plane to become licensed to fly commercial planes. You just need...
Well, yeah, because you can't fly a commercial plane unless you're licensed to fly a commercial plane. That makes so much sense.
Right, but you would think that you would have, like... you would ride in the jump seat for a little bit,
Right.
or be
Sure,
a co-pilot or something like that. But no, they just put him in the simulator, and after so many hours of simulator, they're like, all right,
You're good.
Go ahead and fly a plane full of 200 people. Enjoy.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, you've beaten this level so many times. I think you're ready for the real thing.
And then there's the bit about the one pilot who has been banned from every dating app.
Oh my god.
For whatever
For just no reason.
For no reason.
For just no reason.
And he offers this information willingly. What kind of unhinged shit is this man who is also taking hundreds of people's lives in his hands every day? What is he doing on these dating apps?
I love that he then has to explain to Nathan what T-girls are.
I'm sure Nathan knew what T-girls are, but he just
absolutely.
He just wanted him to explain it. Oh my gosh.
I love the bit where he's talking to the lady who has just getting the brain scan that would tell him if he has autism, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I was kind of hoping I get the results now, because I have to fly a plane in a couple of days. And she's like, oh, wow, are you an airline pilot? And he goes, I mean, no, I'm mostly a comedian. That was so fucking funny.
He doesn't get his brain scan results back, and he's got to fill in this questionnaire as a pilot. And they're like, one of the questions is, do you have any diagnosed mental disorders or anything like that? And he's just hovering around yes and clicks no because he didn't get his diagnosis yet.
Yeah,
and a big
not that
thing,
I know of.
A big thing apparently with the pilots is they can't disclose that they're having mental issues or else they'll get grounded, essentially.
Yep.
It's kind of wild, man. That's so crazy. Like, man.
So they all just swallow it deep inside themselves and
then go flying miles in the air.
Uh-huh. Just Nathan clicking delete on the voicemail as Bring Me to Life is sung in the background.
The Sully Sullenberger episode.
That episode is art.
Will go down as one of the greatest episodes of television in entertainment history.
If it doesn't get like a special Emmy, get the fuck out of here.
And
the fucking giant mom puppet.
Oh my god.
Breastfeeds him and almost drowns him in milk.
It's so goddamn funny. There's a moment where he's like fucking spoiled up as the baby, and the giant mom puppet is just pouring milk into his mouth. And he's like, just go. At one point, he's like, no, oh fuck.
That was the episode. I made my mom watch that.
Yes.
He's never seen a bit of it, and then afterwards she goes, Kelly, why do you watch this?
Oh, shout out, Mom.
And I was just like, it makes me laugh. She's like, that was all very upsetting. I'm like, yeah. It makes me laugh.
Yeah. The upsetting part makes me laugh.
Yeah, I had a very similar reaction when Nicole had a similar reaction, rather, when we fired up the first episode of Tom Segura's sketch show, The Bad Thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That is some wild shit. Also, not for everybody. Nicole was like, I can't believe you like this. Yeah, it's real fucked up, right?
She's never watched a heavy segment before, I guess.
She has not.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
Sometimes you don't need to see a prolapsed asshole.
No, most of the time, really.
Yeah. Like, really 99.9% of the time.
And watching this season and just the twists and turns that it takes, sure, it stays on theme for the most part. It's all about aviation the entire season. Some little turns here and there. And then I'm just thinking back to rehearsal season 1 and how crazy that went where it seemed like every episode was going to be a different rehearsal. But then they did the one episode about the bar, and then the rest of the show was him and a family. It's just like, what the fuck?
I love that the bar came back this season too.
Apparently, I saw a post that he was bartending at the actual bar, not the one in the set. Like, he went back to the original bar and was bartending.
That's fucking hilarious.
Amazing.
No one is doing it like Nathan Fielder does it.
No. So great. So exciting. And real bummer that, he didn't get to do what he wanted to do with it because they're dumb, and that's dumb.
They'll adopt something that they won't give him credit for.
It's entirely possible Nathan is going to be going before Congress.
Right, yeah.
Because, that dude that is with him on the CNN thing, he's like an actual person.
Yeah.
He's the real
former
thing.
FAA guy, yeah.
And that dude is all in on this.
I forget what spurred it on. Oh, so he was trying to get a meeting with the aviation committee in DC or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I connect to someone from this committee in DC? And then realized through Googling that the rehearsal is a positive depiction of autism. And he's like, fucking what? Fucking what? And then he's talking to the lady at the autism center or whatever, and she keeps saying things, and the camera's slowly zooming in on him, and he's like, as it's dawning on him, he's like, am I fucking autistic? He's like, yeah, brother.
That cameraman is like, oh, fuck, you gotta get this.
Yeah.
Go. Like, are you seeing this shit?
Like, of course you're autistic, Nathan Fielder. You don't get obsessed with planes just being normal.
Yeah, the machine they had, that MMRI machine that, highlights the parts of your brain that can tell you, if you have one of these common, mental disorders. It's kind of insane. I've never heard of that technology before. That is nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Where they put 3 phrases on the screen, tell you to pick one, and then think about how it would make you feel. It's like, Jesus Christ, no thanks.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, the test that the eye test thing that they showed with him, it was like, oh, why do you think this person feels with the eyes, whatever?
Right.
I got the same score he did. I'm like, oh.
Ooh.
Nicole's like, you're fucking around, right? I'm like, yeah, sure.
and me, I'm like, hell yeah, nailed it.
Nicole said whatever it was, and I'm like, oh, I still have a smoker. He got it wrong. And then I was like, oh, God, no, it's me. I got it wrong. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's just the one. And then it was the second one. I was like, oh, no.
All right, let's find an online autism questionnaire, and let's all take it.
Oh, God. I'm not ready for that.
We're all going to learn a little something about
We're
ourselves.
all diverging in our own special ways, aren't we?
Damn right. Hilarious. So, watch the rehearsal. This is the point we're trying to get at, because it's tremendous.
Yeah. If you
All-time
watch
great TV.
If you watch anything that we talked about tonight, don't watch Captain America. Don't watch Mickey 17. Watch the rehearsal.
Yes.
Which is also not necessarily for everybody, but boy, it's fascinating. See, the thing about this season of the rehearsal, which I will say doesn't necessarily, I can't say about the first season. And I think it's why this season felt so different is because this season had a thesis statement. You know what I mean? Like, they were looking at it was a controlled experiment more than anything. Whereas the rehearsals from season 1 were sourced from the public, like a Reddit post or some shit, however they found the people, and then it mutated into a thing once he found a thesis, and we kind of got to watch that happen. And the show basically abandoned its premise, you know? But this one, you have that, and so even if you don't necessarily like some of the weird, cringy shit, I think it's fascinating enough that it's worth a watch for near everybody, I would say. It's really, really interesting. It's great.
Yeah, the first episode, in fact, the first scene, kind of illustrates the whole issue where it's like, I'm trying to solve this real life problem, but also I have a contract with HBO to make a comedy show, so I'm gonna be walking a real fucking fine line here.
And and that's wonderful because that's how you get things like the giant mom puppet and fucking a American Idol ripoff set in a replica of the Houston International Airport.
Replicate the entire Houston International Airport, but also I'm gonna put the bar from season 1 in this airport so I can hang out there.
Yep.
All the pilots hanging out at the bar afterwards.
So fucking funny. So great. Creative genius, like I said. Real cool shit. And and if you've not, and I hadn't seen a whole lot of Nathan For You, and all that stuff's on Max too. So once you finish that, go see some of the old stuff. Watch him convince a guy that watch him convince a dude that ran a frozen yogurt shop that it'd be really cool if he had a poo flavored frozen yogurt because people would come from all around because they'd never had a poo flavored frozen yogurt. And sure enough, he does it.
Dumb Starbucks.
Yeah. Wild. All right, let's fucking land this bird. This is a good one, and I am thirsty because we've been chatting in all of our bullshit. So I need to go get a drink. We're gonna be off for a couple of weeks. We're telling you that now because it's a planned 2 weeks as opposed to that shit that happens because real life kicks you in the dick a lot. Got some trips coming up. Knives is gonna be renovating the office. All that cool shit. So we're gonna come back with both stories of adventure and cool upgrades and all that neat shit.
Yeah, I might have to turn my fucking camera on or something. Who knows?
Yeah, look around. So show us something, So we'll be back in a couple weeks. Keep an eye out on Discord for any updates or on the Twitters or whatever the fuck. So that'll be cool. And maybe fucking Mahoney will be off the bench and
maybe
Jose will have killed the Demogorgon. So, for Jason Nyes and Kelly Harris, I am the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Talk to you guys in a couple weeks at youtube.com/panelsonpages. Night. Love ya. Bye-bye.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Fucking Google something.
Holy shit. You fucking Google ass bitch.
I didn't want to say it.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
You fucking
Google ass bitch. Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.